us through your home run in the sixth?
Yeah, well, my first at bat, I saw that pitch well and popped it up, but I knew I just had to stay back on him and let it get to me a little bit, and then I ended up putting a good swing on it and got it out of here.
What about at the end of the game right there, a little drama late? What about Logan coming in there?
Yeah, he's been tested a little bit, but we trust him. And in the mound visit before all that happened, Coach Bellinger told him, "You're our closer for a reason. You're a senior, like this is your moment." And sure enough, he comes through. I mean, he obviously, you said, got in some trouble, but we expect him to pull through in those situations, and that was huge for us.
You mentioned Wednesday, the little things was going to help you guys win this series. You guys had just one error today, but other than that, you guys have been pretty solid yesterday and today. How is that? What have you guys done to just make that happen, basically?
Yeah, well, Coach Mins has been harping on it all week. He wants us celebrating every little minor victory, so if that means a hitter takes a ball, that's a victory for us, each pitch, and I think that's really helped us all throughout the week, staying focused, and they're a really good team. They can put together runs, they can do the little things right, and for us to just stay focused pitch by pitch, that's been helping us.
You guys, early in the year, were losing a lot of close games, and back-to-back days, going one-run games, so what's been the difference, do you think, there?
We've just been finding ways to manufacture runs. Early in the year, we're playing a great opponent, obviously, but we're one or two hits away from scoring those runs and possibly winning some of those games. But right now, even if we're not getting a big hit, we're finding a way to move runners, or we're stealing bases, or ball and dirt. Different stuff like that is really helping us out.
Thank you.
You seemed really pumped after the home run on the bases. What were your emotions just through that?
I actually looked at my parents. They were sitting out there on the court, so that was pretty cool to see them out there and cheering and stuff. But no, I knew it was a big moment, and I was pretty excited.
Big outing day, second straight solid outing. What's it been like? What have you been doing that's really, even from week one, you still pitch well. What have you been doing that's gotten you off to this start?
Yeah, I think as a coach, the coaches put together a really good game plan for us every single time we go out there, and so my job is just to go out there and execute. So for me, the main thing is being able to locate my fastball, and early in the game I wasn't doing that very well, but I was able to make an in-game adjustment around the third, fourth inning, and I was able to put up some zeros for us.
You mentioned the game plan. Given they're such a good team, went to Omaha and everything, what was the game plan like? What did you guys do to basically get them off rhythm?
Yeah, so they're a West Coast team. They like to bunt and run and stuff like that, so our big thing was to get the first guy out in the inning. I didn't do a great job of that, but we were able to hold them off. And then they don't like it when you go inside on them too, so we were going to go in and try to get the leadoff guy out. That was our game plan going in.
How did you feel you commanded your slider today?
Early on, not very good. I was kind of missing high arm side, but I was able to figure out around the third or fourth inning, like I said. I was able to throw for a lot of strikes, which I think was big for keeping guys off balance.
Another good outing from the starter today. What do you think about Zach?
Yeah, you know what? I thought he did what he's done the last couple times out now. He's thrown 3 pitches for a strike. He moves his fastball in and out. He threw some really good sliders, and his changeup again proved to be a really good pitch for him. So I thought his location was great, and I thought he never got rattled. He just stayed poised the entire time. Even when we had runners in scoring position, I think the first 3 innings we had runners in scoring position, he just never, ever gave in.
What about the confidence of Logan there at the end? Come in and work out of a jam like that, throws on the corner.
You know what? We were just in that same situation, very similar last Sunday. And, I went out there and made the visit. And, guys, if I could just explain to you, he was so calm and poised. Like, there was no part about him that I thought was sensed any sort of panic or anything. And you know what? That's how it's supposed to be as a senior. And we just talked about executing pitches. That's exactly what he did. And really excited to see him come through for us, especially after what happened last Sunday. It just shows, again, continued growth.
Riley mentioned the little victories that you talked about coming into this series. How big was it just to see his confidence? And is that one of those little victories that you mentioned, just seeing him confident?
Yeah, so one of the things we talk about, there's, one of our game goals is we're trying to throw 150 pitches or less every game. And if we do that and they do that, there's basically 300 moments in a baseball game. And I want our guys to win as many of those moments as we can. So it really, when you think about it, every pitch counts. Right, you're going to win or lose every single pitch, and that's what Riley's talking about, And so every little victory, every chance we got to win a pitch, every time we get a guy on, Riley's, he hits a 2-run home run because someone's standing on first base in front of him, right? So we had to win that to get there, and they're starting to learn that. It's been a fun group to coach.
Tristan 0 for 2, but hit 2 balls hard and got on base twice. Even though he's not, reported hit, still got on base. What's he doing for you guys?
Yeah, you know what? So one of the things we talk about is quality at bats. right? I mean, he was perfect for the day when you sit there and you think about his at-bats, right? And that's one of the things, you know what, that's really deceiving. If you look at his on-base percentage, it's been through the roof. And you know what, that's how you know he's a special player, because sure, the batting average is not maybe where you want it to be right now, but boy, is he having really good at-bats for us and putting good swings. And you know what, that was good to see from the left and right side now. So that's really good to see his right side today and continue to square balls up and have good at-bats.
Talk about the. Go ahead.
It seemed like the first week was characterized by close losses, but back-to-back one-run wins today. I guess how encouraging is that?
You know what? It's like if you believe in like foreshadowing, right? During the fall when we first started with our team, when we're talking about our game goals, every competition we ever created, guys, believe it or not, we didn't do it. We kept falling short. And by the time we got to the end of the fall, those losses started turning into victories. And we knew this season would be like this because everything we did this fall, it didn't matter how we broke up the teams during inter-squads, it didn't matter. It was always close. So they've been in these close games before. Ever since we started in the fall, this is how it's been. But man, it brings you great joy in your heart to see us pull games like this out and see them celebrate. It's a really good feeling.
How get stressful as a coach?
You know what? I've been doing this long enough. I really believe in our guys. I believe in our guys. So sure, does it, late in the game, are you trying to think of the moves? I mean, we brought Evan White in the middle of an inning, right? You're just going through every scenario in your head, but they're prepared, they're tested, and they're continuing to respond.
You keep mentioning there's no place like home. You guys are off to a good 4-0 start here. How important has it been just to get back here and just be comfortable?
Well, you know what? It's like anything else. It's like, when you spend time away from somewhere, even if it's for a job, and you go away and you miss a week of work, and then you show back up, at first it's like, man, it feels really weird, right? And the next thing you know, it's like, wow. This is what it's supposed to be. This is home. This is comfort. You're in your locker. You're in your own beds. That there's a lot to say for that, especially for 18 to 22-year-olds.
What do you think a sweep would mean for your team tomorrow?
I think it would just show that we've been able to concentrate for a long period of time. Again, my thing with them is just going to be win every pitch. And ultimately, if they continue to do that and we keep winning the big moments, then I think the result is going to be, really good. But man, that's tough to do. That's tough to do. That's a really, really good baseball team. I think you guys have seen that, and they don't ever stop competing. And it'll be a tough challenge tomorrow. There's no question.